basically, you see it on the screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. So in the template, it says you need to go stay in, what is it? I think it says it right. Remember, proposals are written in the future tense and the final dissertation reports are written in the past tense. Write everything in the past tense. The idea of you going back and having to rewrite it, since we're working toward building a perfect 1, 2, and 3 before you go in. So you're on the other side. Just remember, you're staying in the third person, you're staying in the past tense, and then you don't have to go back and rewrite it. I don't know why anybody would have anybody in the world do that, but
okay. So I'm okay with writing it in the past tense.
yes, please do. Please do. I mean, we want to finish this up. We don't want to keep playing with it.
Right. So I like that.
And plus, the only people at this point are going to read it are well, this one is me, and then Suzanne will look at it. Or who's your chair? Metchkoff?
Yeah, Metchkoff.
So,
yeah.
Suzanne will look at it, but Dr. Metchkoff will read it over. But he's not going to care whether it's in past tense or perfect tense or whatever tense we want to put it in. Okay, so the introduction to the introduction. Okay, when you're done, this will be a short and sweet paragraph that has 10, 12 lines at the most. Okay. You're truly introducing it. You're going to start with the purpose statement. Then you're going to do a little research focus. You're going to talk about one sentence on the rationale, and then you're going to tell us what's to follow. Okay.
And do that after the fact. So
do that. Whenever when you need something else to do after you get going, you just say, okay, I'll do the introduction now. Just whip it out.
Right.
It's not. Again, this is the one chapter where it's like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. Boom, I'm done. It's not. This is what I'm going to do, and I you'll have supporting evidence, but there's not a lot of supporting evidence that goes along to stuff that you're going to be doing personally. See what I'm saying?
Right.
We're not talking about what you're going to be doing. So you're gonna go to Patton and Denson and Lincoln and Creswell and those kind of guys to get stuff to bolster certain things. But then a lot of this is like what you're actually going to do. A lot of it's going to come from Percy, right out of Percy. So it's going to go this stuff will go very fast. So this chapter, once you get the hang of it, it just flies. Okay. All right. So the introduction has those parts, and a lot of this comes from your chapter 1. You've already done this work.
Right.
You go back to your rationale and come up with one sentence. You go back to your problem statement and give a one-sentence problem statement. It's kind of like you're basically slapping them in the face saying, hey, guys, come back. Now, we did all this literature review. Bam, bam. This is my purpose. This is my rationale. This is my what my research focus is. And basically research focus is whatever your topic is, kind of like just quick sentence on what your topic is.
So don't try to make it any more wordy than it is.
No, you've already done all that. You're just going back and kind of touching on it. Okay. Statement of the problem. Restate. Now this is real easy. Restates the problem under investigation. Restate verbatim the problem stated in chapter 1. So it opens up with an introductory sentence, and you basically are going back to your problem statement and looking at it and see if you want to put it all in there or you just want to kind of super summarize it. Okay? The word verbatim kind of gives you a wide open spot to just copy and paste.
Okay?
Research.
So just take that section from chapter 1 and away we go. All right, perfect.
But you want to make sure that it kind of fits in there. Some of the sentences you may not need. It's kind of like a reintroduction of it, and that's it. So if you don't need it all, and you have 3, 5, 6 sentences that really hit it, boom, be done, move on, and that's it. Research questions. Again, this is pretty simple. The research questions for this study are, and copy and paste them. But in this chapter, no 1, 2, and 3. Do it it needs to be in a paragraph. So like do it in list form in a paragraph.
Okay.
It's real. So I mean, for a qualitative, it then describes the phenomena to be understood or a result of the study. Okay. So you can open up with a basic sentence of what are you actually looking at? Okay. Starting out with, this study will examine the blah, 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 blah. And the research questions are as follows, colon, A in parentheses, first one, comma, second one, third one. I think you have 3. So basically copy and paste, take out the numbers, put it online, put it in one paragraph. Once that paragraph's done, that one's done. So like I told you, a lot of stuff you've already done at the beginning. It's basically just piecing it together so it looks good and it's understandable.
Okay.
Okay, now we're moving on to the research methodology. Okay, the research methodology is a very short paragraph on Percy. Okay. Basically, you're going to do a couple things. It's one paragraph, direct to the point, introduce general qualitative methodology with the citation. Now, I think you're in your chapter 1, you've already used the full citation, so you're using et al. Percy et al. Period, comma, 2015. Okay. Define the methodology. That's also in Percy. And why does this methodology work for you? And that also comes from Percy. You're looking at the opinions, blah, 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 blah. And that's it.
Okay.
Okay. So there's a couple authors out there.
So I would have been tempted to write like 2 pages on that or something. I feel like I had to just keep writing more, but you're saying
yes,
just
you do, but that's the next section.
Okay.
And it's weird because in mine was the same way, but my research methodology was all in one section, which is where it should be. And then the research design, basically research methodology and research design are almost hand in hand because it's the same thing. Now, when you go to the design, you're taking that, you're going to reiterate it again, and then you're going to talk about all the things that you're going to do. But it's let me jump ahead. Sorry. So introducing Denson and Lincoln and Patton, and you probably want to look in the library. When I did mine, I bought the Patton book. I got it on Kindle. You might be able to rent it. Same with Denson and Lincoln. You might be able to rent it for a little while. And Creswell's good, and it's good in some areas, but Denson and Lincoln and Patton are the 2 major ones. Patton is really good, especially for your limitations and your assumptions and the basic qualitative idea. Okay. Denson and Lincoln, it's got very good information, but there's only certain places that you need to look. You could also, I would tell you when it comes to the research methodology and your research design, to go back out to the library and look at dissertations that use general qualitative Percy, and then go in and look at their research methodology, and you'll be able to pull stuff from Denson and Lincoln from other places rather than buying that. Patton's a really good one to have. You're only going to use it for basically this portion of it, but you might be able to rent it for a short period of time. I haven't found it anywhere else, but Patton's a really good book, and you really need to be able to cite him. You might be able to find that in other dissertations where they talk about like the certain areas that we're going to talk about. So there's a couple ways of doing it, okay? But it's real simple. You're going to do 3 things. Introduce the general qualitative, define the methodology, and why does this methodology work for your thing. So it's kind of like the sentence would begin with, to the general qualitative methodology works for whatever you're studying, and because it examines the opinions, beliefs, and that's like on page 1 or 2, because that's the real key to general qualitative.
Okay.
And basically always remember that out of this methodology, you're looking to get rich data. Okay, you're looking to get rich data. That's 2 key words in qualitative, because as you're looking for it, it's not just you're trying to get a little bit of information. You really want rich data to be able to answer the research questions.
Right.
And that's kind of moving into the next section, but think about it this way. everything you're doing is going to try and answer those research questions, because when you get your discussion, if you've done your questions well and have them really prepared and you get the data you want and you get rich data, it's going to be very easy to answer those research questions in your discussion. Okay? All right, moving on. Next portion is the research design. Now this one's a little bit longer, and it asks for a little more stuff. So remember, I'm going to send you these notes that I have that I'm reading off of right now.
Okay.
And then you can use it almost like a checklist. Okay. Research methodology. I love how short this is right here, but I'm sorry, the research design, real short, but it's rather detailed. Okay. Again, you're going to start out by reintroducing the methodology. You're going to describe the describe the methodology. Okay.
Right.
In this section, is this where? Hold on, I'll look at my notes again real quick.